The new bishop is sworn in at a simple ceremony in Jiaojing, in southern Brazil. Dom Bruno Pedron will head 13 parishes in this sparsely populated region on the frontier with Paraguay and Bolivia. Hundreds of Roman Catholics have travelled from throughout the state of Rio Grande do Sul to attend the event in this poor ranching town. In a country which is predominantly Roman Catholic, efforts are made to ensure Bruno Pedron is made welcome. But the bishop faces a tough task. This unlikely setting is the backdrop to a theological storm. The bishop will have to compete for his flock with the Reverend Sun Myung Moon. The leader of the Unification Church, better known as the Moonies, has chosen this corner of southern Brazil to build his vision of heaven on earth. In this region, where indigenous tribes live side by side with farmers, poverty is widespread. The Moonies arrived here 3 years ago. They're developing a project called New Hope Ranch. The ranch is situated on the outskirts of the bishop's new home in Jiaojing.
I get worried about the injustices that arise from their work. This coercion, the lack of liberty that they give to people. This is not evangelical, this is inhuman. But in my opinion, their work is self-destructive because sooner or later people are going to realize they're being tricked, they're being used, they're being debilitated. So the work I'm going to try and do is to explain who these people are so that people don't start following them simply because of the money that they have.
Reverend Sun Myung Moon first visited the Pantanal on a fishing expedition in 1994. A natural jewel, the Pantanal is formed by vast prairies split by meandering rivers. It's an extraordinary natural area spread over 145,000 square kilometres, home to some of the world's richest wildlife. Moon is said to have had a vision of building an earthly paradise in the heart of this swampland. 3 months after his trip, he'd bought this, a 74,000-acre site, New Hope Ranch. New Hope is growing quickly. Over $20 million have already been spent here. Over the next 10 years, another $2 billion will be added. Bishop Pedron has been invited to the camp to meet some of the Moonies who are currently living and studying here. As yet, he's not replied.
They have a moral obligation to talk to us. We would like to initiate a dialogue with them. We would like them to come here to tell us what they think about the Reverend Moon and to find out what we think as well so that we can find ways to work together for the benefit of the community in Mato Grosso do Sul and especially Jiaojing.
Much of the work that's carried out in the ranch takes place here in the Centre for Spiritual Development. Over 2,000 people are currently living at the site, attending a course on leaders and the ideal family. They've come from all over the world. Many have paid up to $2,000 to attend the seminar. The service is a heady mixture of fanatical oratory and a relaxed family atmosphere. Meetings like this one are held throughout the day. More intimate meetings are held behind closed doors. The movement has now changed its name to the Association of Families for Unification and World Peace. Critics claim it's an attempt to appease the mounting tide of criticism aimed at the camp by shedding all spiritual connotations from the cult's title. The Moonies insist it reflects the true nature of their work. Moon's right-hand man in this ambitious project is Kim Yoon-sang, the president of New Hope Ranch.
We think we can solve the world's major problems here. We want this to become a model case of heaven on earth. So we want to develop it as soon as possible. If this case is successful, surrounding states in Brazil, other countries, and places like Africa, and then the whole world will follow this example. This movement will enable us to create the kind of ideal world we all pursue. And the headquarters of this movement will be here.
So who exactly is the Reverend Sun Myung Moon? The founder and leader of the Holy Spirit Association for the Unification of World Christianity, Moon's spiritual teachings claim marriage and family provide the route to spiritual enlightenment. He claims to have over 3 million followers worldwide. Since the sect's creation in 1954, Moon's carried out countless mass weddings like this one in New York with up to 35,000 couples. The ceremonies are said to promote world harmony. New Hope is seen as the pinnacle of the movement's 45-year history.
We want to buy the land we need first, and then we are waiting for the day when we can announce our plans. We are making a great effort to buy land at the moment. After this year, we think we can announce the details of our long-term plans.
Education is the key to the ranch's attempts to reach out to the surrounding communities. The New Hope Education Centre currently has 78 students. Kim insists there's no indoctrination in the school. What is on offer is the latest curriculum and new modern equipment. Children from surrounding towns will soon be picked up in specially provided buses and taken to the school for free. In a state with limited finances, the school is hard to compete with. Hundreds of parents have expressed an interest.
We're already authorised in accordance with the guidelines of the MEC, the Ministry for Culture and Education, up to the middle school. But as we started a little late this year compared to the normal curriculum, we've only opened so far up to the 7th grade for students of ours, those of members here. But from July onwards, the school is open to all the community.
200 kilometres away is the state capital, Campo Grande. The city is a sprawling metropolis in the middle of no man's land. Moon plans to develop education, agribusiness and tourism in 33 cities and towns within a 200-kilometre radius of the ranch, thus helping to develop the economic fortunes of this part of Brazil. He claims this would have a domino effect in all of Latin America. Central to this master plan would be Campo Grande. Perhaps one of the biggest hurdles standing between Moon and his vision is State Governor José Orsirio dos Santos. Known to his followers as Zeca, this popular politician has made it his mission to find out what he calls Moon's true intentions.
I'm very worried, not because of the investments. Obviously, I'm not stupid. I realise the importance of investment. But with investments that come here to Brazil, I think the most basic requirement should be for the governor to know what the investments are for, what's being proposed, and in what areas they propose to invest in. Nobody knows.
Construction work is continuing at the site. By the end of the year, it's hoped that the campus's university will be completed, followed by an airport and hotel. This will be followed by a series of factories aimed at developing local produce. Eventually, the complex will cover an area the size of England.
I've demanded from him a clear outline of what his investment projects are in the state. If he doesn't let me know, I'll force him to leave. As far as I'm concerned, and this is not an accusation, I just receive information, over there where he's making his investments in Jardim, if there's not slavery being carried out, it is very likely that there are fanatical practices going on. This is very worrying.
But Zeca's powerless, as New Hope was bought in the name of 5 Brazilian Moonies. Jardim braces itself for a battle.
This is untamed land. It's land that is pure, it's virgin. The water is very clean. There's fresh air. Everything is just as it's been for millions of years. And if anybody wants to build a community that appeals to the 21st century and to the new millennium, I think this should be the place.
I've come here with my heart full. Let us see what we can do through simplicity. I've always been a very simple person, in touch with my people. I want to be with my people here. I want to walk by their side, and I'm sure that God will light the way for all of us. I'm sure of this.
The movement has now expressed an interest in buying another 20 farms around Jardim. Nobody has the power to stop them. The town's church, soon to be the base for Bishop Pedron, may soon have to wake up to fight for its congregation. Having tried in his native Korea and the United States, it would seem the Reverend Moon has now chosen South America's biggest country as the stage for his final push to teach the world his unique vision.